Do you like it? Do you like it? Alright, I'll wear it then, just since you like it. Let's do it. It is so cheeky. Oh, what are you doing? Dad's got a camera. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you have been following me on Instagram, then it'd be pretty hard to miss the fact that I have been very sick, because I've been complaining about it for a week now. But it got me thinking about how much people don't know what to do when they're sick, like whether to train or not to train, and you know, how to recover and things like that. And it's something that I've had to be aware of and had to practice over the years being a competitive athlete. So I'm going to share with you my tips and tricks and what I've been doing in the last week to try and be on the mend and ready for the open. Is it on now? It's recording? Oh, okay. All right, team. So I'm going to go through this sickness thing while I'm on the bike. I'm actually doing a part of my sick recovery, and you know, one of the things I've learned about training when you're sick or not is, you know, it's kind of a term that's been thrown around, is that it isn't linear. It's not just, it goes from here to here to here, and it always goes in those stages. Sometimes you're going to go backwards, sometimes you're going to go forwards a little bit quicker, and it's just important to have these kind of checkpoints and these things to know whether to actually train or not train. I've gone out of my heart rate. Let me calm that down. All right. Yeah, whether to know to train or not train. Is it actually going to move you forward and get you closer to your goals by being able to train earlier? Or is it actually going to set you back another week? So, these are the stages. Day one. Day one is, I think I'm getting sick. I'm pretty sure I'm sick, but I'm not entirely sure, okay? On that day, there's a really good way to test it. So you know when you're feeling a little bit off, oh, my throat feels a little bit funny, I don't know what to do, should I train, should I not train? Usually it's no, don't have a rest day, just in case it's that thing that tips you over the edge. But if you're really uncertain and you don't want to miss a day, then I think the best thing to do is to do a workout that is aerobic. So you want to do a workout that is like what I'm doing right now, which is just a 45-minute, low heart rate, constant flow kind of workout. And it's something that, worst case, if you were sick, it's not going to absolutely floor you because it wasn't super intense. And if you were getting sick, it can actually help potentially warm you up, kill off any bugs, have like almost like a mild fever sort of effect. So get you nice and warm, that you can kind of sweat out some gunk and potentially prevent you from getting sick. Or yeah, like I said, if it is, then you can have that, you can do that workout and go, oh, okay, that, you know, that actually kind of made me sick, and then you can pull the pin and it hasn't made you too bad. So that's day one of, am I getting sick? Now, if we've missed that, or it's happened, it's progressed to the next stage, and you're like, yes, I'm sick, okay? I'm definitely sick. I've got the flu or whatever it may be. Obviously, it's common sense that you're going to need an element of rest. The body is now vulnerable. It's under attack essentially from some kind of virus or bacteria or whatever it may be. So your body is under attack and you need to rest, and you need to give it the chance to fight that off. So in that case, have a rest for a second, okay? You need to have a little bit of a rest. My key, what would you call it? The key signs to not train are the following. So these are my things that I check in with. Do I have a fever? If you have a fever, red light, you do not train. That's obvious. Are you infectious? Okay, if you're infectious and you know that it's early stages, you're all gunky, you've got things kind of coming out, like it's not pretty, and you're coughing all over the place, and the cough is on your chest and it sounds bad, then you're probably infectious. And aside from the fact that you're still in that early stage and you really need to recover, it's really rude and unfair to then go to your gym and, you know, be around everybody else and potentially get them sick, and then have it spread through your gym and then maybe even find its way back to you. No training. The third one is like if it's a chesty cough, so if it's something that's gone straight into your chest, you know, where you're like, okay, this is really mucusy and bad and gross, no training. Okay, they're the main things. I call them like red lights. Don't train. It's not going to be productive. It's not going to get you any closer to your goals. And in fact, it's going to set you further back. A couple of days out, having a little bit of rest is going to be much better than pushing through. Then, what do I do at this stage? So the things that I turn to at this stage, So the things that I turn to at this stage are going to be rest, hydration, good nutrition. When you're looking at nutrition, you're looking for foods that are easily digestible. So things that your body doesn't have to work hard for to process. It's already under attack and it's already working really hard to fight that off. So if you put in some really heavy proteins and big fatty meals and, you know, like alcohol or sugary foods, processed foods, they're really hard for your body to process. And so it's just going to take that a little bit longer and it's extra strain. That's why people say have soups or whatever it is, because it's already partially broken down. It's already almost partially digested, so your body doesn't have to work so hard, as well as being really nourishing, so all of the good stuff gets straight through and it can repair your gut and get you on the mend a lot quicker. So nutrition, obviously, and then supplementation. Hey. So the supplementation, guys, that I take, I swear by ATP Science from their supplements. I go the multi-food, the ZMST. Those two are full of what we call cofactors. So they're the ones that are going to help contribute to reactions. So they're going to help your body do what it needs to do to fight things off. So all of your metabolic processes are going to be helped by those cofactors. So then the other thing I've got is going to be resilience. So resilience is actually a product they made and I trialed for the first time 2018. So my last CrossFit Games that I was at, I got really sick a week before the games and I'm like calling around, can you get me some of this new product? There was one bottle left in the US and I had that, and that's full of actual components that help fight these kind of things off and anti-inflammatories and stuff that's actually going to help attack that kind of stuff directly. So that's a go-to. And then things like anything with collagen. So like I take my collagen, the no whey protein. I talk about this all the time. The same with the bar. I'm going to take these kind of things to help with every structural integrity. Collagen is not just muscular. There's so much to it and there's so much more that protein does in our body and for this collagen does for our gut. So they're going to be the key supplements and essentially the things that I turn to. There are two other things that I add in when I'm sick. Now, when I was sick this time, it went to my chest and I was really coughing stuff up. So I had, which I have normally anyway, but I definitely recommend that anyone who doesn't do this normally has it when you're sick, and that's apple cider vinegar. So I have this drink called Fire Tonic. I'll put the link in below as to where I get that from, and it is amazing, and it is a fully fermented apple cider vinegar type thing. It's called Fire Tonic. It's spicy. I'll shot that and then follow it with a glass of warm water, and then within 10 minutes I'm coughing up all of the yucky stuff. So getting everything up off my chest or out of my throat, anything that's congesting me, it makes its way out. The thing with this illness is that you need it to express, you need it to come out, you need it to go somewhere. Otherwise, if you just keep pushing it down, it's going to find its way out eventually. So then we get into the next phase. You're like, okay, I don't feel quite as bad. I'm not as infectious. I don't have a fever anymore. Do I go back to the gym? Do I not go back to the gym? And that's when we hit that aerobic kind of conditioning again. So what I've been doing while I'm sick, I had my time off. I had a couple of days off straight of just pure rest as much as I can, drink water, have my supplements, get incredibly bored and cabin fever in the house, and then take all my supplements, and then I go to this aerobic system. So in that aerobic system, I'm doing things like I'm doing now. What it's promoting is not doing anything crazy intense. It's going to absolutely floor me. It allows me to breathe, to really concentrate on my breath, which I'm not doing so well right now while I'm talking. But usually it allows for big, deep breaths and helps to calm the body down, get slightly warm without any strain. And I do believe in that little bit of warmth to try and help kill off any bugs or anything that you've come in contact with. So keep you slightly warm, and it does make you feel a little bit better. I wouldn't let it go further, you know, too much further beyond, say, 40 minutes. I did 30, depending on who you are. I would do about 40 and then go straight back to your rest protocols. You'll do that for a couple of days. Whatever you've got, the flu, cold, whatever it is, it'll start to make its way up. And then in that final stage, when it kind of ends up just in your head, I think you're pretty clear to train by then. So at the moment, I'm in that phase where it's all in my head, I sound worse. I have the dry cough. So it's that constant tickly dry cough, which is really great. It's at the tail end. Anything that's sort of congested, it's just isolated in my nose now, which means that it's on the way out. I'm blowing my nose all the time. Everything that my body's killed off is now being expelled. And in that phase, I can start training. Obviously, you have certain limitations. Don't go upside down straight away. Still don't go to your maximum intensity, and just tone it back just enough that essentially, you know, you're not going to absolutely write yourself off and then go backwards and get really sick again. I would keep doing all those same protocols. Make some bone broth, get those supplements in. Be mindful of the fact that you have been sick and that rest is the only way. But generally you'll know when it starts to make its way up just through the head that, yeah, okay, it's time to do some real training now. And then you can just ease in, maybe scale your options back a little bit, go slightly lighter, slightly less intense, you know, go a percentage of your regular 100% effort, and then usually you're on the mend. And then when you start training again, you're doing that, just build your way back up. I've just started steady and then gone, okay, if there's a day where I've pushed a little bit too hard, I'll pull that back, come back to this aerobic, bike, walk, a light jog, a row, something around that 30-40 minute mark, and then carry on, and then just rebuild, and you're back into training from there. You haven't pissed anyone off because you made them sick. You've healed in the time that you needed to heal, and then hopefully you've gotten it out of the way, and then it's not going to come back to haunt you.